Greetings and salutations, welcome to another What If episode. Today's a bit more fun. What if every player in the Premiership disappeared? Not disappeared, but just got released from their contracts. We need to think about a reason for this. Well, you know, as you all know, that all the player contracts for the teams in the Premiership are kept in a big vault, like an indestructible, impenetrable vault, and somebody's lost the key. So the agents got involved and they were whinging, saying, look, Aguero's on £700,000 a week. And the managers go, no, he's not. And then he's like, well, prove it. And they can't get it to the contract. So the Premier League have taken the interesting step of just cancelling all contracts. That's it. So let's have a look at a team, for example. This is Arsenal. They have no team. They have no under-21s. They don't even have an under-18 team. So, and this is the same for every single team in the Premiership. All the players that were at these Premiership teams have just been released into the wild. So, they are available on free transfers. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump ahead into the end of the transfer window and see what's happened to the teams. So, obviously, you know, the bigger teams have got more of a wage budget. Think about it from your point of view. If you were to take over this, save, and you could do it, you'd immediately do a budget adjustment and put all your money into wages because of all the free transfers. But it'd be interesting to see who picks up who. Also, will some of the players, like will Wayne Rooney, get picked up by Manchester United? Probably not. Spoiler. But all sorts of stuff like that. All the best players like David Silva, Sergio Aguero, Eden Hazard, are they all going to fuck off to Spain or Germany? Is that going to be a thing? Or will the Premiership be able to keep hold of them? And what sort of team, even with a good budget, are you going to just get with your wage budget? Can you make a good team? I'm fascinated to find out. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to zoom ahead until the end of the transfer window, see the transfer movings, and then we're going to zip to the end of the season and then have a look how the teams have performed. So join me shortly. Magic, editor, do your stuff. Billy-doo, billy-doo, billy-doo. Welcome back. Right, we are on the 1st of September. The transfer window is closed. We've played 4 games of the season. A few big names at the top, as you'd expect. But interestingly even, Man City have only won 1 game. But more importantly, let's look at the transfers. We're not going to go through everybody. I'm just looking at some of the top scorers. Danny Ings is at Chelsea. Perez is at Man United. Let's go through them. Right. I want to also, interestingly, to see if they build a youth team. I don't think so by the look of the grey names on the subs bench. Right, so let's have a look at some of these players. Perez, DePaul, Andros Townsend, okay, Van Ginkel, Ben Davies, okay, Callum Chambers, Peruzzi. That's not bad. Interesting, their wages are ridiculously low. You think you have a massive wage budget. Like, why aren't you spending all your wage budget? Is it just too much to handle by getting on all these players? Let's have a look at their main goalkeeper, Hazan. Wow. And this is top of the league, guys. So it's just like they couldn't handle getting so many players in. Let's just have a look at the under-21s just to see. I doubt it very much if they can't even fill a senior squad. Okay, interesting. Right, let's look at some of the other teams. Liverpool, my team. Who we got? Carl Darlow in goal. Excellent. Brilliant. Chris Solly. Oh, not bad. Okay, good youngster. It's getting... Got Kennedy. Zuccolini. Okay, decent. Jeremy Elen. Serge Gnabry, Stephen Naismith. Oh, that's a shocker from Everton. We've got Tyler Blackett from Manchester United, Rafinha, Jack Grealish. Oh, okay, good signing. Weirdly low wages, even on some of the bigger names like Jack Grealish for 16,500. That's weird. I'm sure he would have asked for more than that. At least they've got a full squad, unlike Manchester United. Right, next up, Arsenal. Benteke is the name that pops out. So they've done quite well. Okay, maybe not. Okay, half decent. Got Elori from Liverpool. Got that bloke from wherever he's from. Bakayoko. They got Mane, Thauvin from Newcastle, the flop. Benteke up front. And they got Okay, they've got an entire bench as well. That's not too bad. Wow, they've really struggled to sign players. Alright, so Southampton have done a bit more interesting. So they've loaned some players in, which makes sense. They've got Joe Gomez, the youngster from Liverpool. Great signing. He turns out really good. No, Casper Sloth. That's from Leeds, isn't he? There's not much there, is there? Oh, I'm not going to go through every team because that'll take forever. Let's have a look at Man City. They just haven't bothered. Why haven't they bothered? That's bizarre. That's really weird. They've not got like a transfer ban or something, have they? Jesus Christ. They must be raking the money in these teams for the wages they're paying. So Manchester City just haven't bothered to sign anyone, apparently. No wonder they're rich. Okay, let's have a look at Villa. Did they bother? I'm guessing they didn't. So some of these teams just haven't bothered to sign anyone. Sunderland. Okay, so Sunderland have signed one player. They've loaned one player in. He's fucking injured. Oh, that's just nasty. So they went all out for Solomon Sambo. Okay, he's only 19. Good potential. This is bizarre. I really, really did not expect this. Let's have a look at Newcastle. Okay, they've got a few players in. They just didn't bother getting a defence in. Nobody really. This is weird. It's like, right, Chelsea. Come on, Chelsea. You've got to sign. But yes, at least Chelsea sign players. They got Jamie Vardy, 75 grand a week. Got Carl Walker, Sergio Romero, Danny Ings, Andre Ayew, Eric Dyer, Ki Sung Young, John Stones, Chris Smalling, Nathaniel Klein. So they've gone better. That's probably the best team that I've seen there. They've got 5 or 6 really good players in that team. So they've gone all out. Man City just haven't bothered at all. Tottenham, a quick look at Tottenham. Okay, they've signed players, almost a full team. Wayne Hennessy, Romeu, Jeffrey Schlupp, Olsen, Adama Traore. Okay, Piazon, he's a good young player. Vidra, interesting. This is bizarre. This is not what I thought at all. I really didn't think. Okay, so let's look at some of the big players from the Premiership and see where they went. Just a couple. So Eden Hazard, for instance. Bayern Munich. Okay. David Silva. Nobody signed David Silva. Are you shitting me? This is just bizarre. Sergio Aguero. Juventus. Wow, interesting. I thought he was going to go to Spain for sure. The Elephant Man. Dortmund. Okay. Let's have a look at some of the English players. Sturridge. Nobody wants Sturridge. Oh, there's a reason why that. Mr. Made out of glass man. Rooney. No. Nobody wants him. Obviously, they can still sign him. They're free transfers, but we'll have a look at that again later. Who else? Henderson. No, nobody signed him yet. This is bizarre. The computer just doesn't... I think the computer just doesn't know how to handle having to make so many signings. And I can understand... Yeah, I find it bizarre. So, really looking at the teams, only Chelsea have actually signed some of the good players from the Premiership. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to zip forward and we're going to have a quick look in the January transfer window. So we'll come at the 1st of February. Let's have a look at the season so far and see if they make some changes in January. Let's hope they strengthen by this time. I'll see you shortly. Billy doo, Billy doo, Billy doo. Welcome back. Right, it is now the 2nd of February. In the first season, we've had the January transfer window. I haven't had a look, but let's have a look at the league table. So... sort of usual suspects near the bottom, apart from Manchester City. Maybe they still haven't made a signing. That would be quite interesting. Everyone else is kind of there. Well, Liverpool should be top. That's unrealistic. We haven't lost. Liverpool haven't lost a game. That's so unrealistic. Right, so let's have a look at Man City. Have they done anything in the January transfer window? Wow. They've loaned in a 30-year-old central midfielder who's played one game. Brilliant. It's not a bad player. Loaned him in from Deportivo. I think I've just frazzled the AI's brains with this one. But some teams have signed players. It's weird. It's so strange. Right, Bournemouth, my local team. Let's have a look. Okay, Ryan Allsop. Wasn't he already at the club? Yes, it was. They re-signed a player. Okay, that's interesting. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen. Yeah, not too much other than that. Let's have a look at the top league. What have Liverpool done that have made them so massively dominant in the league? Well, apparently Stephen Naismith is the key. And Serge Gnabry is the key to unlocking the Premiership after all these years. We've just got to sign Naismith. Excellent. But they have got a full squad and they've got some decent players. And a decent sort of well-rounded squad, it looks like. There's a lot of average players here, of course. Some lot of quite crap players in there. But undefeated. Arsenal. So they got Benteke scoring goals. That's another unrealistic thing. Let's look at their transfers. January transfers. So they've only made 2 signings in the January transfer. No, 2nd of the 8th. No signings in January. It's like all their money's disappeared because they're spending so little on wages compared to, you know, these teams are spending 200 grand a week on some players in real life. Like, they got Mane for 70,000. You got Benteke for 74. Everybody else is under sort of 50-ish, isn't they? That's ridiculous. Okay, let's look. So, did Liverpool make any in the January? No, they signed a few more freebies. This is bizarre. This is what's going on, right? Manchester United still haven't got a full squad. Did they make any transfers? Yes, they made 1 transfer. I like the fact that they spent 8.5 million and 3.5 million and 3 million. It's like there's a whole. I released 1,457 players. Right, that's how many players are in the entirety of the Premiership, including youth teams, and you're still buying players, you absolute idiots. Okay, but at least they did sign somebody in January. Good for them. That's nice. Chelsea were on paper probably did the best. They made 1 signing. Wow, really? Okay. This is bizarre. It's interesting to see why they're not top of the Premiership. Andre Ayew and Danny Ings are scoring all their goals. Ings is injured for a few days. Vardy's doing well. To me, this is the strongest team on paper. Tottenham. Make any transfers in the January transfer window? No, of course not. That would make sense. It's not like you need a bench. This is bizarre. These teams must be making so much money though because they're not paying wages. Look at that, Patrick Da Silva for West Brom. Brilliant. 5 natural fitness and yeah, that's what you want. As a left back, as a marauding left back. This is weird. Right, let's have a quick look at the likes of Rooney. No, still no clubs. No, still no clubs. This is bizarre. I think I've broken the AI for most teams. There's a couple of teams that have done all right, but still ridiculously bad. You've got the entire pickings. A team like Manchester United, who could probably sign any of those players released, and they have that team. Like Perez, okay, yeah. Good player, very good player. Totally agree with that. You know, there's a couple of decent players in there, but Really? Like, that's the best goalkeeper you could sign? Yeah, I've broken the AI. It's official. Right, what I'm going to do now is zip to the end of the season. I'll probably zip ahead to the end of the season and have a quick look at the league table, and then we'll go and jump into the second transfer window, because that'd be interesting to see if they then decide that they're going to, you know, put some money into the club. They're all going to have so much money given to them in the January transfer, in the summer transfer, because the money they're saving on wages. So that'll be really interesting, I think. And if they don't sign many players in summer, then it's the game. I've just broken the game. I think that's officially broken the game. Right, I will see you shortly. Bye-bye. Welcome back. And after 650 years, Liverpool are premiership champions. That's what it feels like as a fan. With one defeat this season. Arsenal, to note, also had one defeat this season, but drew 6 games. We're going to have a very quick look. From the looks of it, I'm going to say that they didn't make any more transfers. Yeah, nobody seems to have decided to strengthen their team. Even with all these brilliant free players on the transfer market, nobody seems that bothered about getting any of them. No. Okay, let's see who got relegated. West Ham, West Brom, Sunderland. Man City finished 16th with their... Oh my God! Man City... What the fuck is this? The £100 a week. This is their youth intake, isn't it? So Man City are now playing their youth intake as their first team. Okay. So it's literally only this guy that's over the age of 20, 19. So we've got a 15-year-old here. Had a decent 11 games, 6.18 average. Fantastic, Tim. Well done. Big future ahead of you, son. So, interesting. So that's how it's lined up. I think the big thing for me now is I'm going to go to the end of the summer transfer window, because if you think about it, they didn't spend any money last summer. Barely any money on transfers. Really ridiculously low wages that they used. So this summer they should have a crap ton of money to spend, right? That makes sense. So let's see if they do logically what we think they should do and actually start spending some money and getting some decent players in the team. Okay, see you shortly. Bye-bye. Welcome back. First bit of news. Arsene Wenger's retired. Rest in peace. Oh, he's not dead, is he? I haven't looked at all at what's happened in the summer. So let's get straight into it. We are on September the 2nd. So that's the 2nd January, second summer transfer window. Reddit. Interesting, the promoted teams are going to do well, aren't they? Because they've already got a decent team. So, so we played 3 games this season. Tottenham top, Reading a second, Liverpool third. Let's have a look at transfers. Tottenham transfers. Here we go. They've spent 76 million. That is more like it. Who's their big signings then? There's lots of little piddly ones. 5 million on Pelosi. 9 million on Bangera. I could murder all these names, but you know by now I murder names. Sadibi. Just lots of little players. Fill out the squad, I suppose. That's not too bad an idea at all, really. They just need to fill out squads rather than buy superstars. We won't look at Reading because we kind of know what they're about. So Liverpool have spent 80 million. Harry Kane on a free transfer. It took a season for Harry Kane to find a club. That's ridiculous. Roland for 20 million. David Klaassen, who's a good central midfielder, young Norwegian, I want to say, or Denmark. Dutch. Brilliant. I'm a genius. Mutu for 12 million. Nice. There's still so many good free transfers. I don't understand why you're not picking those up. Let's have a look at Chelsea. Transfers. Mesut Ozil, there you go. A season for him to find a club. We've got Felipe Anderson for 22 million. Okay. Who do they get rid of? Some of the... Ki Sung-young. See, look. Nice little deal. Get him on a free. Sell him for 15 million. Right. Let's have a look at Manchester United. Man City's going to be the... So we've got Aaron Ramsey, free. Oxlade-Chamberlain, free. Danny Rose, free. Why did it take you a season? Simon Mignolet. Simon Mignolet at Man United. That's amazing. So they bought Volland, Laporte and Januzaj for 20-odd million each. Berahino, 7.5 million from Celtic. He must have gone to Celtic on a free. Good deal for Celtic for a season. Cuadrado... It's just now they've realised that actually there's lots of good free transfers. So Man United have done really good business picking up some of the best free transfers in the close season. We got Begovic for free, Bernat 13 million. Any other frees? Patrick Roberts, the young Fulham youngster, Man City, didn't he go? Goes to Man City. Cersei, Kovacic. Yeah, nice signings. Let's look at the likes of Man City. They're not doing... Sorry on the noise in the background. They're doing building work, like Bellends. Okay, George Cole on a... What is going on? What is going on with Man City? I don't understand. They bought George Cole from Braintree. No words. I don't know what to say about that. Dorian De Vrit from Bolton. They raided Bolton with Reece Oxford. Good signing. Obviously, he's the West Ham kiddie, and he Max Clayton. They're just signing some quite randomers, aren't they? Really. Dan Walker. Look, 26 years old from Aldershot. What is going on? What have man? It's like Pellegrini's just had a stroke. They've gone to him last season and said, Mr. Pellegrini, yeah, so about the team this year, well, we haven't got any at all, so you need to sign 70 players. And he's like, ain't nobody got time for that. That's rubbish. And he just walked away or something. I don't know what's gone on here. Oscar Snore from Lingby. I don't know what they're doing. Morton Gamps Pennison. One for the future. Christian Poulsen, as in the Liverpool flop. Christian Poulsen. Yes, it is indeed. Wow. What Man City have lost their marbles. Absolutely lost their marbles. They've only spent 13 million. And most of that was on Reece Oxford. I don't know what they're doing. Managed if you're a Man City fan. Right, let's have a look at Newcastle. Sorry if I haven't done your team. I just don't want to go through every team. It'll take forever. They spent a bit of money. And what freebies did they get in? Omar. Joe Morale. Okay, so finally, to end off this episode, we're going to look at some of the Rooneys of this world. Wayne Rooney, apparently, he's on 42 grand a week and is at Celtic. Celtic have just dived in and poached a lot of these players. Nice work, Celtic. Oh, okay, Sturridge. What we do actually... New York FC. That's fair enough. Remember, like, people go to America to retire, right? But he's so injury prone that he's probably going to retire next year. So that's probably about the right age. Let's look at the England squad. Like, where are they now? Okay, so let's look at the position. So there's no Joe Hart. So let's quickly look at Joe Hart. Where is Joe Hart? Nobody wants him. It's those stupid commercials. So we got McCarthy, who's a decent keeper. He's playing for Seattle Sounders. Yeah. So many of them just fucked off to... We've got Jack Butland, who's gone to Middlesbrough. Jordan Pickford, who's at Huddersfield. You've got John Stones, we know's at Chelsea, so that's fine, and that makes sense. Callum Chambers at Man United, yeah, all good, that makes sense. Joe Gomez, Southampton, yeah, great pickup for him in the England team, which is interesting. Chris Smalling, he's at Chelsea. We've got Eric Dyer at Chelsea. Kieran Gibbs is at Wolves. Joe Gomez, oh, that fucking works well, doesn't it? Phil Jones. Where's Phil Jones? Nowhere. Oh no, Celtic. Same thing. So Klein is at Chelsea. We've got Aaron Cresswell, ex-West Ham, is now currently at QPR. Kieran Gibbs, we saw, was at Wolves. Lewis Baker is at Liverpool. He's got 7 caps. Dele Alli. Where's Dele Alli? New York, Red Bull. Okay. Berahino went to Celtic, but now's back at Manchester United. Sterling. Where's Sterling? Barcelona. That's fair enough. Only this season, though. They've only just signed him. So he spent a year away. Jordan Henderson is at Reading. This is surreal. Rafael Morrison's in the England team and he's at Everton. Oxlade-Chamberlain, we know, is just signed for Manchester United. James Ward-Prowse is at Celtic, another Celtic boy. Daniel Sturridge is off in America, and Harry Kane has just signed for Liverpool. So we've got a few unusual names in there, and that's because, like, say, the likes of Wayne Rooney's just not getting any game time, so he's just not going to get in the squad. So we've got a few randoms put in. So what we can sum up from this is that Man City don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? It's clear, even in the second window, that they have no idea what's going on in their world. They've lost it. They're not even spending money. They're signing players for non-league that aren't even very good. And so America did well. They seem to pick up a few of the Premiership players. The Celtic and probably some of the other Scottish teams, well, maybe not, picked up a couple of the players. They got some good deals. There was some signings. Like Chelsea made some really good signings. So it's not as if they didn't know that they could sign these players that were released. They signed the likes of John Stones, etc. So it was doable. Man City just decided against it, and as did a few of the other teams. So it is a bizarre world. I don't... What the fuck are you doing, man? What's going on? I'm losing me marbles. PREM. There, just kept disappearing. So I think we will... We will close by looking at Manchester City, who... Let's look at my favourite signing. It could be... Is it Ian Henderson from Rochdale? Actually, he's 31 years old. He's bad, but there's worse. I think probably my favourite signing is this one. 20 years old, so he's not even that young. George Cole. Congratulations, George, by the way. Amazing. You're on 25 grand a week. So he was released by Chelsea as a youngster. Didn't get any games for Brighton. Was released. So then went to play badly in the Vanarama National. And then obviously that was good enough to get him signed for Manchester City on 25 grand a week. And I think that is a perfect spot to leave it. Let me know if you found this interesting. It's the most bizarre one I've done by far. I broke the AI, I think it's fair to say. Any more suggestions for weird and wonderful experiments and what if episodes to do in the future? I'll be very grateful. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye. Oh, subscribe. Just subscribe. I'm not going to say anything else. Just subscribe, you bitches. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, because I'll get my mum on you and she's hard. Right. Bye bye. Random.